What is going on, everybody? It is Nidge here, and welcome to the first episode of Best Team in FIFA 15. Just going to be a bit of a mini-series looking at what I think will be the strongest team and ultimate team on FIFA 15 next year. None of this is based on chemistry or anything like that. It's literally just going to stick to a 4-4-2, and if you were to pick the highest rated player for that position, this is the team that you would end up with. Basically, I've seen that a lot of other YouTubers have been doing things like going through what they think certain player ratings are going to be for next year, and a few people have also been looking at who could be a few of the young hidden gems on the game next year, and I just thought I'd have my say on a bit of what I think will literally be the strongest team next year, just based on ratings. And we're going to start off today's episode with goalkeepers and defenders. So the goalkeeper that we've gone for is Manuel Neuer, the Bayern Munich #1 goalkeeper, and we'll just have a look at his previous card now and what I think his next year's card will look like. As you can see, last year he had an 86 card, and I have upped that just to an 87, just up by one. He's played the same amount of games as he played last year this year. He's actually conceded 5 more, but I actually think on the whole he's had a better season, and that's not been completely down to him, that's been partly the Bayern Munich defence. I think the fact that they'd won the league fairly early on as well probably had something to do with it. They're probably a bit more relaxed going into the last few games, but you'll see the things I've upped here, giving him +1 on the reflexes and +3 on his positioning. That's mainly down to the amount of sweeper keeping that he's been doing in the World Cup. I know I've seen him do it for Bayern Munich a few times as well. That's something that I don't think his current positioning stat really reflects that well, so that's why I've added that on. As you can see as well, this season he's kept the most clean sheets in the Bundesliga, and I think he's actually in my opinion, he's probably regarded as the best keeper in the world anyway, but he's won the Bundesliga as well this year. He's had a really good season on the whole. He's obviously doing really well with Germany. They're going into the World Cup final, so that's why I picked him. The right back that I've gone for is Pablo Zabaleta of Man City. Now this is a bit more of a tough one, this is, because you've got a couple of players that are voting for that position. You'll see here his previous card and the card that I've changed it to, just again put him up by the one. Now, there's no doubt that Zabaleta's had a very good season, and I think he probably will go up by the one. Whether these are the exact right stats, I'm not too sure. This is just a rough estimate. I've upped his defending by 1, upped his dribbling by 1, upped his heading by 3, which might be a bit steep, but that's just what I feel he reflects as a player. He's got more assists this season, only got the 1 goal, but he has won the Premier League, Capital One Cup, and like I say, in my opinion, he's consistently one of the best right backs in the league. Dani Alves, obviously this year's FIFA is an 84, but I don't think he's had a good season, and I've got a bit of a feeling he could be down to an 83, so they could be the same, but as I'm a Man City fan, I'm going to favour Zabaleta. Again, you got Ivanovic, could be rivaling for that position as well, but as Piliqueta's played a lot of right back for Chelsea this season, which makes me think he won't be there. Who knows? But yeah, like I said, I think it's probably going to be between Zabaleta and Dani Alves, the best right back on the game. I don't think Dani Alves has had that good a season, and for that reason, I am going to go for Zabaleta. Now, the left back that I've gone for, again, this could go a couple of ways. I've gone for David Alaba, of another Bayern Munich player, the Austrian. He's an 82 currently, and there are a couple of people sitting above him on this year's FIFA. I think you've got Marcelo as an 83, Baines is also an 83, possibly an 84, and then Ashley Cole is an 85, but I think Alba will go up to an 83. Yeah, Leighton Baines is an 83, that's right, so I think he'll go to an 83, and that'll put him at the same level as Baines, because I don't think he'll go up or down, and it'll also put him the same as Marcelo, because I don't think he'll go up or down either. But I do think that Ashley Cole's going to have quite a drop, as he's not played at all this season for Chelsea. Maybe they'll just take him then to the 83 and he'll be another one, but there's a few people going for that position there. Again, if you look at the stats, his pace I've put up by 1, heading up by 4, because I think his heading was quite off what I think it is in real life, and he's defending up by 2. Overall, just by the 1, like I say, up to the 83. He's obviously won the Bundesliga this season as well. Played a lot more games than he did last season, but he has scored the 1 goal less. Very young player, very good talent, and I think he'll be the best left back rating wise, like I say. First centre back we come to Sergio Ramos. Again, this is a very difficult position to pick from out of all the defenders in the game, all the centre backs in the game. He's not had the best World Cup with Spain, obviously. Spain going out at the very, very first hurdle in the World Cup, but for Real Madrid this season, he's been absolutely phenomenal. Played 51 games for them, 7 goals, which is a very good tally from centre-back, and a lot of those goals have come from heading, which is why I've given the +2 heading and just a +1 overall. On FIFA 13, I think he was an 87, and they took him back down to an 86. Don't know why that is, because I think he was doing well at the time. I think it might have been when he switched from right back to centre-back maybe, but I can't really remember. But he scored a lot of vital goals for Real Madrid this season, especially in the Champions League, which of course they did win. But when you think back, I think he scored was it 2 in the semi-final in that game against oh god, I can't remember who they played now. I want to say Bayern Munich, but I don't think it was. I can't remember, but I do know he scored 2 goals in that game, and he's had a really solid season overall. Again, there are a few players vouching for this position. There's the next centre-back that I'm going to show you, which I think is the best centre-back currently in the world, but then there are some others vouching for it. But you'll see that centre-back is Thiago Silva. I'm pushing him up to an 88. He's currently an 87, but like I said about Ramos, there are a few people who could easily get in between those two. I mean, there's a quick look at his card. He gets pushed up by the 1. +2 on his defending, +1 on his heading, and just +1 overall. Obviously won Liga 1 this season, and like I say, in my opinion, he's the best centre-back in the world right now. He scored 3 goals as well this season. Nothing too incredible, but it's 3 more than he scored the year before. But when you look at the people not getting into that centre-back position, you've got people like Company, who I think will be the same as Ramos, 87. There's Mats Hummels, who could also, probably won't be an 87, maybe an 86, I think he's an 85 at the moment, but for the season that they've had, the reason I chose Ramos over Company, because I think Thiago Silva's the definite, like I say, he's the best centre-back in the world at the moment, but the reason I chose Ramos over Company was purely because although Company's had a really good season, he's actually been a little bit injury-prone for City as well, but Ramos has been a mainstay there all season. He can have the odd problem with his sendings off, but on the whole he's kept it on the lid this season and he's been really impressive. But here you'll see that's the defence and the goalkeeper, and that's all we're going to look at in this episode. I'll move on to the rest of the team next episode. Hope you enjoyed that, everybody. Feel free to like, rate and subscribe. Nidge out.